Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Melinda Hart. You are watching Stamping with Hart. I am an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and you can find more information about today's video on my blog at www.stampingwithhart.blogspot.com. We are going to be working on paper pumpkin projects today, alternates. I will show you the original cards that I completed in a Facebook Live. Pick of the Crop is the set that we're going to be working with. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to focus on creating backgrounds with the stamps that they've provided in the kit. That's one of the first things that I like to do when I'm working with alternates, is really make use out of the stamp set. So we're going to get to that in just a moment, but I wanted to go over a few things with you first. So if you are new here, welcome. If you are returning here, welcome to you too. I am so thankful to have you here. If you like seeing crafting tutorials, you might want to subscribe to the channel. I do crafting tutorials every week. If you love alternate paper pumpkin videos, I do at least one paper pumpkin alternate video per month. So I am doing my first holiday catalog paper share. If you watch my channel, you may have heard of this. If you are new here, you may not have heard yet. This is my very first paper share, and there is just under a week left to sign up. The last day to sign up for the paper share is June 29th, 2022. So don't be shy to reach out to me if you have any questions, but if you want to go to the link to learn more, and you'll see this information on that link, you can go into the description box below and you will see information for the 2022 holiday catalog paper share, which is what we call our July to December mini catalog from Stampin' Up. So this is just a breakdown of the different options that you have with the paper share. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Just wanted to let you know that there are several options that you can choose. You can go with the paper share option, which you're going to get quarter packs of all 12 designer series papers, or 12 of the designer series papers in the catalog. And you can find those papers on page 82. If you haven't gotten your catalog yet, it's in the mail on its way to you if you have shopped with me in the last 12 months. If you're brand new and you need a catalog, do not hesitate to reach out to me. You can email me or direct message me, and I will be happy to send you one. I will get it out to you right away. So here, this is a list of the designer series papers that are included in the share. And then in addition to receiving a quarter pack of the 12 papers, I'm going to include a paper share class. It's going to be a Christmas and July theme. You're going to get 4 card kits, a pre-recorded video, and a PDF tutorial. And that's only for the people who participate in the paper share. And the price for that is $60 if you are interested. Now, if you want to do add-ons, because I know this is a very exciting catalog, I have options for Christmas and July separate from the paper share. It's called the Cottage Wreaths bundle. You can add that onto your paper share if you'd like. You can reference pages 59 and 74 in the catalog. I have a Harvest bundle option. It's called Hello Harvest Bundle. This is going to be the fall class, and you can look at pages 48 and 50 if you want to add on that bundle. And then there's also the Scary Cute bundle, and you can add that bundle on if you want, and that's going to be the Halloween class. Now, any product that you purchase, you are going to get with your paper share. So if you purchase any one of these bundles as an add-on, you're going to get it with your paper share. You're going to qualify for celebration rewards, which you can choose, and I can, submit that order. But you can also do an option where you get it all. If you know you're going to be investing in holiday, you're going to be working with each of the holidays, you do have an option where you can choose everything. So it's entirely up to you. But the Scary Cute bundle, I think I said, is on pages 56 and 77. Demonstrators cannot open the catalog until it launches on July 1st. Now here is the paper pumpkin kit as the design team, the paper pumpkin design team made the cards, and They did such a fantastic job. When I first looked at the kit, I was like, I don't know if I would do anything alternate with this. But then I started looking at the stamp set and this little gift bag and everything. So we are going to take a look at that. But here I wanted to mention, if you haven't already signed up for the July Paper Pumpkin Kit, the deadline to sign up for that is July 10th. It's always the 10th of the month. That's the last day to subscribe to that month's kit. They have a really cute quiz that gives you sneak previews of what's inside the box if you want to scan the QR code and play along. And then here, they're letting you know that they have an add-on for this month's Paper Pumpkin Kit. Add-ons are for Paper Pumpkin subscribers. You can purchase them through the online store, and you can get more of just these bags if you want as an add-on, and that's what they're letting you know here, and that's what this QR code is for. Refills for this month's kit are also available. Now, like I said, this is our July to December mini catalog. This is the celebration brochure. They both launch on July 1st. I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live launch party, and I will definitely share the replay on YouTube. And I will be announcing a class that day. We're going to be having a lot of fun going through the catalog that day. So you're definitely going to want to tune in. I'm going to go live at 7:30 p.m. On Friday. But again, if you are interested in a catalog and you haven't received one yet, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to send that to you. This is absolutely fabulous, and I can't wait to open it and show you the inside. Sorry about the embellishments there that were hanging out. So anyway, that's it. So now we can start making our alternates. I am not going to spend time going through all of the pieces that are in this Paper Pumpkin kit, but I am going to show you the cards just briefly, the ones that the Paper Pumpkin team made. I just thought that they were so cute. They have dimension to them. Really, really sweet cards. There's one, here's two. All right, and I just thought this was the most creative, sweet card idea, to have this little vellum bag and the bread inside the bag on a little picnic blanket. I mean, come on, that is so cute. And then this one really blew me away. I just love this. So if you like large scale die cuts, these, you know, show pieces on the front of a card, it takes just a few minutes to make a card like this. Then it's definitely worth getting the refills for this particular kit. Such a bright, happy, I feel like it's sort of like a Parisian, you know, Paris type feel, but it's also more of a farmer market feel. And we actually went to pick blueberries with our son this morning at a local farm, and it was absolutely perfect. Perfect blueberries. So many, perfect weather, not a cloud in the sky. We went early in the morning, so it wasn't too hot yet. It was so nice. So there's always an alternate that we can do with that, right? But here's what we're going to get started with right now. These were the original cards. I saw Paper Pumpkin did a version where they took this top piece off and basically turned it into like a planter box. I like it too much to take it apart, so I'm not going to go that route, but just know that Paper Pumpkin, they do alternates as well, and they have a blog as well. Definitely worth looking at. Let me just show you the back. I do this every time. So this is the instruction sheet. If you've never gotten a Paper Pumpkin kit yet, the value is incredible. But here, this is, I always look at the coordinating colors when I'm doing alternates. I also always look at their alternates. And so you can see this is what they've done with this bag. They have really cute tags here. They stamped the this sort of floral or plant stamp here all across the bag, and just really nice and soft. Looks so wonderful. And then on the front, you can see they stamped hello with the strawberries, and they tucked a card inside the bag. So you can just see in terms of scale for the bag, if you wanted to put an embellishment in here, it will fit very nicely. Okay, you can tuck that all the way in. If you want to put a card in here, you can tuck that in. Okay, but here's my thought for this. I'm thinking about using these for classes or for holiday gifts. And here's where my idea came from. So this is printed. This is not stamped on. But Connor received this as a gift at school last year. And I just thought it was so adorable. And when I look at something like this, we start to see the possibilities with something like this. We can make a really cute tag, just like Paper Pumpkin did. And you know, you can have some cute little crazy, you know, things in here. So in terms of if we were going to do back to school bags, for example, if you wanted to do back to school, now of course these are Christmas crayons, but you know, just depending, we're kind of working our holidays here. But you can see we have a really cute pack of crayons here. So we could tuck the crayons in. And, you know, if you have erasers, this is Witch's Potion, which I think is slime, you know, slime for the kids. So we can tuck that in there. So you could make this a little craft to go kit. You could make this a little back to school kit, just a little gift to let the kids know that you're thinking of them, or the grandkids before they go back to school. Or you can make this a special treat for someone. Now, when we were shopping at the farm, I actually went and got some locally sourced honey, and that could fit in a bag like this. Here's some local honey that we just bought. There's actually some of the wax there in the bottom. But you could do, you know, a little farm fresh gift for somebody, tuck some tea bags in there, use the Tea Boutique suite with this. And if you are ready for harvest, if you are ready for fall, pumpkin spice syrup. Now, this one's a little bit large. I would probably do a size smaller or two before I put it in, but this will fit in the bag, right? So you could tuck a recipe card in here, you know, maybe with one of your favorite ingredients in a card. So these bags are absolutely adorable. And then of course, if you actually have a gift or a gift card, those will fit in here too. So we'll get into alternate tags for this coming up soon. But for now, let's go ahead and start doing some background stamping with our stamp sets. And I'm also going to be incorporating some embossing powder. We're going to do some heat embossing today. So one thing that I always recommend is whatever colors that you happen to have in your collection. Maybe right now you only have Paper Pumpkin kits and you only have ink spots, but they do provide different colors every month. So you may have a couple of the alternate colors, you know, the coordinating colors from the kit. If you happen to have all of the, you know, ink pad collections, if you have all of the colors, I usually pull them all so that I can show you guys in the video. That doesn't mean I'm going to use them all, but it just gives you an idea of the color palette, which can really help with alternate project design. If you have a couple of different colors of the cardstock, I recommend that too. But if you don't, do not worry. You can still use basic white for everything with whatever ink colors you have. Now, the hero color for this kit, the star of the show, is Calypso Coral. But I am going to change it up a little bit. These two, the top and the bottom, are my choices. So Night of Navy was the darker blue that they provided in the kit, but I'm going to switch it up to Starry Sky because I want to work with some of the new color, and I think this is going to be absolutely perfect for blueberries. I'm going to go with Poppy Parade for my strawberries. Okay, so these are two colors that I am choosing that are outside of the coordinating colors, but they're close. If you want to stick to the colors in the kit, go with Calypso Coral and Night of Navy. Okay, I'm going to switch over into voiceover mode now and speed up the video a little bit because there are several projects here and it was too time consuming to leave it at regular speed. So this is Poppy Parade cardstock and Starry Sky cardstock cut in half. And what I'm going to end up doing is cutting a background sheet. So we're going to use the entire piece of both colors of cardstock, and we're going to heat emboss our background. So this was something that I had in my mind when I was looking at the Paper Pumpkin kit, the way that they designed it, their colors. It just wasn't where my mind was at for what I was seeing in the stamp set. I really just wanted to do something different with it. So I ended up coming up with a red, white, and blue theme and a red, white, and green theme. And there's also pops of black in there, and you'll see as we go along. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the strawberry stamp and I am just kind of going back and forth. This is a classic background that I will stamp. All of the berries are going in the same direction, but I'm just kind of, filling them in, almost like puzzle pieces where they fit in the groove. And I'm just working my way down the piece of cardstock. I recommend using an embossing buddy, an anti-static tool that will help only the powder will only stick to the ink when you use an anti-static tool when you are heat embossing. It is a game changer. And I am very happy to report that the Embossing Buddy is going to be coming back in the holiday catalog as part of an accessory kit, a heat emboss accessory kit, which you better believe I will be talking lots about, because if you visit my channel often, you know I heat emboss a lot. So this is the white heat emboss powder, and you can find this with the Basics embossing powders collection in the annual catalog. Now, I have a free project sheet. There's a link in the description below. I have a free project sheet of how I made these cards, the measurements and all of that lovely stuff. All of the products used, links to the products if you're interested. So you can go to the description box below, click the link, and get the free project sheet. You can also get the free project sheet on my blog. There will be a clickable link there as well. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask me. You can leave me a comment. You can email me, whatever works best for you. Now, whenever you are heat embossing a half a sheet of cardstock, right? We have a lot of detail in this strawberry stamp. You're going to want to be patient. You want to be patient, and you want to make sure that your heat tool gets, all of the powder and cooks it, or sets it, I think is the better term. Don't rush through it, and be careful that you don't burn your hands, right? You're just going to rotate your cardstock as you're hitting the powder with your heat tool. Now here we're doing the blueberry background, and the blueberries are a much smaller scale. So you can spread those out a little bit further if you don't want to stamp so many times, or if you do like straight lines, you're going to get a really great look with the blueberry stamp because it's very in line with each other. So for me, I just did a very slight angling, but for the most part, like you can see, there's some pretty steady lines there. And we're just going to go all the way down to the bottom. Now, remember, we're going to be cutting this. This isn't going to be on a single card, right? I'm actually going to cut this down into 3 pieces. So if your stamping is not perfect, if you don't get, the perfect heat emboss, whenever you do a background, do not discard it, because you can always add layers. You can always cut off a piece. There are so many different ways that you can work with backgrounds. We're actually going to do 2 cards and a tag using each one of these papers. So essentially it becomes a set using this background stamp because everything matches and it all turns out so cute. I absolutely love the way that it turned out. So one thing about a paper pumpkin kit versus an alternate paper pumpkin project or video. For those of you who are curious about paper pumpkin, maybe you've never actually tried it, or maybe you have gotten paper pumpkin kits, but you've never tried making alternate cards with them. Let me just say that with a paper pumpkin kit, it is designed to be simple. It is designed to be all-inclusive, meaning you can put together the cards exactly as they've designed them. Everything that you need is in that box. You do not need tools. Maybe a pair of scissors, but just for the twine, right? You don't need it for anything else. You don't need tools. The whole concept is that if you never crafted a day in your life, you could very easily and quickly put together paper pumpkin cards, which was what I showed in the very beginning of the video with what the paper pumpkin team designed. But when I'm showing you alternates, what I'm doing is I am incorporating other products, I'm incorporating coordinating colors, and I am definitely incorporating tools. So heat embossing, That's incorporating tools and a technique. Using my Stampin' cut and emboss machine in these 2 different sets of dies, I actually ended up using 3 sets of dies for these particular cards, and I'll have that listed in my project sheet. But again, those are tools. So this is sort of getting into a little bit more of a stepped up version, right? We're just kind of making it our own. So you can see I used 2 stitch rectangle dies and 1 tag from the, I think it was tailor-made tags. So I did the same exact dies on both sheets of cardstock. Now I am trimming up some basic white and basic black paper, and I'm going to use this scalloped, I'm trying to think of what that was called, the scalloped layer dies, I think. I'll definitely have the information in the project sheet. I'll have it on my blog too. But this was the largest die, and I really love that edging. I used it a ton last summer, and I really wanted to bring it back. I was taking a look at the rectangle dies. A lot of times I will just set a die right directly over a stamp to see if the sentiment that I want to use will fit. And I was obsessed with that hello stamp. I really felt like that was a statement stamp. And none of the paper pumpkin cards featured that sentiment, so I wanted to. And you'll see I use it on all of the cards. So right here I have 2 card bases, basic white. Again, I'll have all my measurements, but this is the basic standard card size. This is that layer. I'm just going to put that on. I'm getting my black and white checkered ribbon. Oh my goodness, I absolutely love that ribbon. And again, I'll have all the details and all of the products and all of the links. But how perfect is this for summer? I mean, this is, I think, one of the most used ribbons that we have had, and not just by me, but all demonstrators. It's so useful. So I'm just kind of setting my ribbon in the back with my tear and tape adhesive. I just always do it that way. You guys can let me know in the comments if you do it a different way. And I wanted to set, the ribbon was a little bit loose, so I put a glue dot in the center of the front just to kind of hold that in place. And I knew I was putting a sentiment over it, but I still wanted to kind of hold it in place a little better than the way it was sitting. So now I'm just going to adhere this to my layer. The stitch rectangles nest beautifully in the scallop layers dies. So, scallop contour dies. That's what it's called, scallop contours. So here, this is Poppy Parade ink with the hello stamp. This is that smaller rectangle. I wanted to offset the sentiment because we are actually going to put a strawberry next to the hello. So where our background has everything in white, the stamp that I'm going to use essentially as an embellishment on this card is going to be stamped in Memento Tuxedo Black ink. And I'm going to use the Poppy Parade combo pack of the Stampin' Blends to color my strawberry. I'm also going to use Granny Apple Green, I think just a touch of light and a touch of dark in that stem. And I left just a hair, just a very tiny spot of the cardstock white to give it the impression that the light was hitting it, so that it looked a little bit like a reflection. So I think that even though it was basic coloring where the inner part of the strawberry is Poppy Parade light, the outer edges of the strawberry are Poppy Parade dark, I thought it turned out really well. And with the leaves, really not much in terms of the detailed coloring because they were so small. There wasn't too much to worry about there. So I'm just fussy cutting this out, and I'm going to pop this up on dimensionals and add it right next to my hello. And I absolutely love the way that this card turned out. So I did pop this up on dimensionals. I think I'm pretty sure I popped the strawberry up on dimensionals too. Oh, and this little piece here, I always forget that I do this. I took Pool Party Light in the Stampin' Blends, and basically what I'm doing is I'm creating a little bit of like a shadow effect, and I was just trying to eyeball it instead of like being precise, and just kind of wanted it to be like a light halo around my strawberry, or you just give it a little bit of dimension, you know, like a shadow. So yeah, I knew I put it up on a dimensional. Isn't that funny? I mean, I literally just made this card an hour ago, but when you're going back through, you can forget. This is my embellishments basket. So I love these particular embellishments. You get white, very vanilla, gray, and black. And I was trying to decide where I wanted to put them. I actually wanted to use a bunch more, but I went with 2 small and 1 large. And I love this card. It's so quintessentially summer. So here, what I'm doing is I am scoring a Poppy Parade card base. And this time we're going to use the blueberry background. So with the strawberry, I did a red, white, and black theme. With this blueberry card, we're going to do red, white, and blue. So with the 4th of July coming up, just being right in the middle of summer, so many people have clothing, you know, in these colors for summer. Even when we went to the blueberry farm today, we were all dressed in red, white, and blue. And if you guys want to see that, I'll post some pictures on Facebook on my business page a little bit later if you want to go check that out. I did do an Instagram story, but they don't last long. So I took the twine that came in the paper pumpkin kit and I wrapped it around the strawberry background multiple times. I think it was either 3 or 4 times. I really wanted it to be seen, you know, because the twine is very thin. Now I made the choice to keep the layer flat, even though the twine, you know, it's a little bit bulky. It's not going to lay perfectly flat, but twine is so thin. I thought I could still get away with it. If you want to pop this layer up on dimensionals, go for it. I could definitely see how that might bother somebody, but for me, I thought it was fine. So here we're going to do the same layout. We're going to use the same Hello stamp. I am stamping in Starry Sky ink this time around for the Hello stamp. And then for You're the Pick of the Crop, we're going to use Poppy Parade. We're going to stick within those themes. And then we're going to stamp and color some blueberries. So I have to tell you, we went to a local farm. It's called Triple B Farms near where we live. And we went early in the morning. We went blueberry picking. And that's what I did earlier today before I actually came home and sat down to start designing the alternate cards. And it was a major influence on the alternate cards that I made today. When I was done making the cards, I couldn't believe the impression that was sort of left in my brain. And picking those blueberries, you know, you saw all of the coloring and how detailed it was. So I decided to get a little bit adventurous with the blends. And I wanted to do a touch of purple, which was Fresh Freesia Light, a touch of a brighter blue, which is Tahitian Tide Light, or no, that was Tahitian Tide Dark. I apologize. And now this is Night of Navy Light. And all I'm doing is layering. So I put purple more in the center, the brighter blue kind of around the purple. And then I took that darkest color blue and I edged all around the blueberry. And then I come back in with the purple and the bright blue again and just start to blend that together. So if you're not familiar with alcohol markers, you can very beautifully and smoothly blend multi-tone shades. And it just turns out so well. So I don't usually get too fancy with coloring, but I love the way that these blueberries turned out. And I know it was because I was staring at blueberries for an hour and a half this morning. And, my son Connor, he has a very short attention span. So the fact that he spent so much time picking blueberries and just, enjoying it, and it was quiet and it was cool and it was a perfect day. There wasn't a cloud in the sky. It was just so gorgeous. I just keep saying it because it was literally, truly a perfect summer day for us. It was so much fun. So we picked 4 pints worth of blueberries. So I colored, I stamped 4 of them and I colored all 4 and I did use them as an embellishment on the sentiment piece. Popped this one up on dimensionals and did exactly the same centering and everything. You can offset that if you want. You can make it a smaller rectangle if you want. I was trying to decide if I wanted some sparkle and I decided to add the iridescent rhinestones, the smallest ones. And I think I did 4 or 5 of them. I love how that turned out too. I was thrilled with these cards, but particularly the red, white, and blue, I just think is such a beautiful theme and layout, especially as we're heading into July, And I am going to be working big time Christmas in July coming up. So it was nice to close out June with the Paper Pumpkin Kit alternates because it was such a perfect summer kit and they did such a beautiful job with it. I'll probably try to work on alternates, you know, using the card pieces and all of that. But I really wanted to focus on the stamp set alternates today. And remember, you know, you get to use these stamps forever, endlessly. You know, there are a lot of consumables in our kit that we use up, but the stamps, you know, you keep those, you use them as you need them, and you'll be able to use these all throughout the season. So now I'm getting into the die cuts and I'm starting to figure out what I want my next layout to be. I knew I wanted to incorporate the wine bottle, and I decided I wanted it to be blush wine. If you are a serious wine drinker, I know that people don't really like the blush wines. I'm not very experienced when it comes to wine, so I usually just drink the blush wines or white wine. And with the way that the strawberries looked, where they're a little bit more soft and a little bit more muted, I thought I'm going to go with Petal Pink, and I'm going to make sort of like a blush wine with a blue label. So that was what I ended up doing. And then that smaller sentiment die, that is also from Scallop Contours. And the thing that I loved about it are those little holes. I wanted to thread the twine through it, which you'll see in a little bit. But here I knew I was going to be fussy cutting out these bottles because I have the stamp set, but I didn't get the punch. So I just want to say to you right now, if you don't like fussy cutting, just get the punch. You can get it as a bundle in the annual catalog. Or if you already have the stamp set and you just need the punch, just get it. It's easier. You're not going to have to worry about cutting around. So here I'm just sort of freehand stamping. I do like this set with the Stamparatus though. If you need a stamp positioning tool, that stamp set is absolutely ideal for the Stamparatus. But I love the way the blush wine bottles turned out. I used Sahara sand for the corks. I just wanted it to look soft. And we're going to add these wine bottles in with our alternate cards. So I was just trying to sneak that in there because with the food theme that they had going on with the French bread and the cheese and the fruits, and you know, I just felt like it needed to be there. And if you don't like a wine theme, it could still be another drink, you know, it could be something else, and you can have fun with this, and you could use, you know, some stamps on the label. We have Tea Boutique right now, which I think would be another fantastic set that you could kind of incorporate with your Paper Pumpkin kit because of the tea theme and then this fabulous food theme. But I was trying to use that French bread as many places as humanly possible. And you'll see as I'm designing the tags that I was overdoing it. I was overlayering. I think we all do that. So, you know, play around with it. Don't be afraid to play with the different themes. But the whole concept behind the tag was I wanted to show alternate options for the bag, but I didn't actually stamp on the bag. And that's because I only have one right now, and I will be doing different examples with that bag until I get the add-ons for all of the different occasions. So I wanted to do at least 2 summer tags before I start playing around with harvest and of course, you guys, Christmas in July. So I just think there's going to be so many adorable things you can do with that. So I highly recommend getting those as an add-on. But we also have really adorable treat bags and different types of packaging in the annual catalog as well, if you don't want to do the little shopping bag. But it's too cute, especially if you like doing food gifts or handmade, not handmade, well, I should say handmade and homemade gifts. Tying a bow with twine is no joke, you guys, especially when you're recording yourself on video. I don't know what it is. It takes me 10 times longer than if I was just tying a knot. But here I am trying to figure out the layout. My challenge with this was I was putting so many things on the tag you could no longer see the heat embossed background, which I thought really defeated the purpose because that was the whole point, that we had this cute background. So I did scale it back. I did, try to figure out the best way to do the layout, and I was happy with the way that they turned out. You see enough of the embossed background to see that it matches back to the card that has the corresponding or the coordinating paper. So we're making our own designer series paper essentially, and you want to be able to see some of that design. So I'm like a kitchen sink card maker. I will put 50 things on a single card. So sometimes I have to keep myself in check about that. For the French bread, because it was half on and half off of a dimensional piece, I did a mini dimensional on the end that was going to be on the tag, and I just did a little glue dot on the part that was going to be on the wine bottle. And then I finished it off with our gingham ribbon, which I am absolutely obsessed with this ribbon. I will probably be using it this entire holiday season too. I'm not even gonna lie. We have some great new ribbons coming up, but that one is a classic, and it's just meant to be. And I ended up tying in gingham later with the third alternate card project, which you'll see. That's the last card that we're gonna make here in the video. So you can see same exact issue. I'm trying to figure out the layout. I basically had to let the wine bottle go. I ended up sneaking the wine bottle into the third card. Now I want to talk about manipulating your die cuts. So for me, I was not crazy about the Calypso Coral strawberries. I wanted it to be a true red, but I also wanted it to match my tag. So I just took my Stampin' blend, I colored right over top of it, and there is this seed stamp, this detail seed stamp for strawberries, and I literally just stamped it right over the Stampin' blend, because once you do your Stampin' blend, it kind of makes it hard to see the pre-printed seeds. And again, I really wanted it to look like a traditional strawberry. I wanted it to have that pop of black in there too. So you can see with the sentiment, I did thread the twine through. I put the French bread at the bottom of the sentiment. I had a little extra room there. And now I'm popping this up on dimensionals. This is going to go on the lower part of the tag. You can have so much fun with these tags. I was trying so hard not to cover up that blueberry. And I ended up adding more stamped blueberries. And again, heavy influence from going to the farm today. So I guess it's a good thing that I went, because I was thrilled with how these projects worked out, but it was entirely different than what I had originally thought I was going to do when I first saw the kit. So I do hope that you enjoyed these too. Don't forget that there is a free project sheet that will give you all of the instructions. It will list all of the alternate products that I used with this paper pumpkin kit. This is the alternate ideas. That's something that I do monthly. Sometimes they're on the simpler side. Sometimes they're a little bit fancier. It just depends on the month and how much time I have. I ended up stopping with this theme. So once I used up each of the pieces from that background that we created with Starry Sky and Poppy Parade, I stopped with my alternates. So I ended up with, I think, 6 alternates total. 2 cards each, like 2 strawberry cards, 2 blueberry cards, and then a strawberry tag and a blueberry tag. Okay, so here is our final card project. I had the strawberry version already completed to kind of show as my sample. So we're going to make the blueberry card together. Now this is a fun fold, but it's a very basic fun fold. I'm using basic white cardstock. Basic white cardstock as the base, and I am sneaking in some brand new holiday paper from Gingham Cottage. Would you please look at that? Okay, so here's what I want to say about this. Gingham Cottage is a year-round paper. I know that it's, in the holiday catalog, but honestly, it could be in the annual catalog as well, because that's how functional and useful it's going to be all year long, including spring and summer. This is an ideal case in point of how summertime this stamp set, or how summertime this paper can look. So here we trim a piece of basic white off of the edge of our card. I'm stamping in Starry Sky ink again, using that Hero Hello stamp again. I love big stamps. Now here, I just wanted to show you that I did that technique with the strawberry card of coloring it with my Stampin' Blends again. So that bundle or that little bushel of strawberries is very red to match the card. And I decided to leave the blueberry version with the Calypso Coral with the softer looking strawberries. So you could do the simpler version where you don't have to fuss with a stamp, you know, seed stamp, and you don't have to color and you don't have to do any of that. But I just wanted to point out that you can kind of manipulate and change up your die cuts if you're feeling adventurous. The thing that I loved about this size die cut piece with the blueberries and the strawberries was how perfect a size match it was to this particular fun fold card. So typically with this fun fold, people cover that rectangle on top with designer series paper and like a cute embellishment. And I just decided to use that whole die cut piece, that whole fruit die cut piece. And I thought it looked fantastic. And I actually like it in both versions with the brighter strawberries and with the softer looking strawberries. You can decide which one you like better. There I am trying to sneak that French bread in again, but I did let it go. I just left it with the wine and the fruit. And the other one has the cheese on the inside, which I thought, you know, they both turned out really cute. So that's it for the projects. But what I'm doing here, if you want to stick around for another few minutes, is I'm trying to show you, you know, what the tags look like with this bag. So if you are considering getting the add-on bags, which I highly, highly recommend, I think that those bags are going to be so phenomenal for Christmas in July and also for harvest. Seriously, even up to Halloween, honestly, because how cute is that bag to give somebody a little treat? Back to school, we have some fantastic back to school looking stuff coming up. Apples, I'll just say apples. Oh, and you guys, this was my haul from the farm. So we picked 4 pints worth of blueberries, Patrick, Connor, and myself, and we got some local honey. We got some fresh made donuts, blueberry donuts, and I'm just kind of tucking those cards in to show what an influence it was. Subscribe, like, comment, share. That's how I know that you like these videos, and stay tuned for the next one.